I'm Lorelei, registered dietitian nutritionist, and I am here to make you fall in love with healthy eating. However, you kind of got to get to know healthy eating first. So today I wanted to talk about getting your nutrients, specifically your vitamins and minerals from your food. So here to help me do that is Joe, who's going to help me write a catchy song to help you remember what foods contain what vitamins and minerals so you can really get your nutrients.
I was not told it had to be catchy.
Of course it has to be catchy. How else are people going to remember it? Yes, there are a lot of vitamins and minerals, and yes, there are a lot of foods that can contain them, but I think this song can contain all of these details.
Okay, I'm Garfunkel to your Simon, so let's do it.
If you try to remember your alphabet, do you not sing that song through in your head?
Sometimes.
We do have vitamins A, B, C, D, E, and K. We got to come up with a rhyme scheme that goes along with it all.
Lyrics are you. I'm just giving you the tune, so here we go.
Okay.
Vitamins, vitamins, and a mineral.
Okay. It's a little...
Here you can put in your technical stuff.
Well, okay, but you have to help me put in the technical stuff.
Okay.
We don't want just
Okay, ready,
placement
Lal?
words.
So I guess
so.
Vitamin A will help you play. Orange foods aren't just for dudes.
Like if you're sitting in a restaurant and you're like, gee, I need some vitamin A today. What should I order off the menu? Because that's what people do, right?
Okay. Isn't it simpler to just take a multivitamin?
Simpler, but not better. Let's get involved in our health and foods. We gotta eat foods anyway, so why not get the foods that give you the nutrients? Orange
foods are
like carrots and cantaloupe and sweet potato and apricots and okay, well we gotta kind of try to find the rhyme. So vitamin A rhymes with, what does it rhyme with? Broccoli was the best I could come up with.
Vitamins are found in foods you eat every day.
Exactly. Orange foods specifically contain vitamin A.
It will make you want to go out and play all day.
Okay, well maybe we should move on to vitamin B. Well, that's going well, don't you think? Nevertheless, I'm going to cut in here because I wanted to just give a quick example of some ways you can use some of these foods that contain vitamin A. And I'm going to show you today a carrot soup. So carrots, of course, an orange vegetable, meaning they are full of beta-carotene, which is an antioxidant that converts to vitamin A in the body, as well as, fiber and, well, flavor, because carrots are awesome. I'm also going to use a sweet potato, which also contains beta-carotene, thus the orange color that you find in it. Sweet potatoes are also full of potassium and fiber, so you may be getting more than one vitamin from the foods that you choose to put in your meals. And I'm going to use a roasted red pepper. So red bell peppers have things like vitamin C in them, of course fiber, and then the red color indicates lycopene, which is another antioxidant. Antioxidant theme is pretty prevalent in fruits and vegetables. Those bright colors mean there's something in there that's actually helping you out inside your body. I've roasted this, however, and then peeled off the skin, so it's going to give it a really great flavor. And this is going to end up just being a blended soup. I'm also going to chop up an onion. Other things that you could use in this soup would be like pumpkin or squash. So again, these nice bright orange vegetables that have a lot of flavor and they blend up really well and can make for a nice, creamy, delicious soup. So first thing, chopping. Veggies chopped. And just a reminder, you can rough chop these vegetables. So remember, we're going to blend this soup later, so these don't have to be cut perfectly. Also, I prefer not to peel my veggies like the carrots and the sweet potato because we're going to blend them up. It's all going to kind of get mixed in anyway. And there are nutrients in those peels. So scrub them, get them clean, but you don't need to take the skins off. Once your veggies are chopped, I'm going to start with the onion. I'm going to put it into my soup pot. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there to saute it. Get that started first. Then if you wanted to add any spices that need to bloom, vegetables like this, they're delicious on their own, and you could simply keep it like salt and maybe some pepper. You could maybe add some ginger, or you could go in like a cumin direction, maybe even some curried spices if you like. So in my version of this soup, I used cumin, coriander, paprika, and some cinnamon. We'll see how that turns out. This isn't an exact recipe, so choose spices that you like, but I think those are nice to mix in with the onion. Then we'll add the carrots and the potatoes. Those don't need to get soft in the saute, but let them saute for a couple of minutes, and then we'll add some liquid, and then we can bring the whole thing to a boil. Let it simmer until the veggies start to get soft. And then once they're soft enough that they're going to be easy to blend, we want to maybe let it cool down just a little bit, because putting hot soup into a blender can be a little bit dangerous. But once it's cooled enough that it's going to be safe to put it in the blender, we can just go ahead and blend it up. We'll also add the red pepper at that point. That's already cooked. And I'm also going to use a little bit of oat milk today to make it a little creamier. You could use regular milk if you want to add dairy to make it creamier. And I would have used just like an unsweetened almond milk, but I had the oat milk. It does have a little bit of a sweetness to it, which I think is going to go nicely with the sweet potato and the carrot. Now, I sometimes use an immersion blender for things like blended soups, but I think you're actually going to get a creamier consistency if that's what you like, if you use your blender. So the soup is still pretty hot, but I think the vegetables are softened, so I'm going to try to put it in the blender and see if we can get it to blend. I may not be able to fit it all in here at once, so you also might find that it's easiest to do this in batches, but depends on the size of your blender. When it's hot, you don't want to fill it all the way to the top either. So I've got about maybe half of it in there. I'm going to put in some of this roasted bell pepper. Do take the seeds out. I'm just going to start here, and then if I feel like I want to add the oat milk, I'm going to do that after I get started with the blending. You can also adjust for seasonings here, so if you feel like it needs more salt or another spice or a little bit of acid, you could add that in at this point too. It's really simple, and the flavors of the vegetables are really coming through, but I think I could use a little more salt, so I'm probably going to throw a little bit more salt in here. It might feel a little like making a smoothie. There's probably a fine line between a smoothie and a blended soup, to be perfectly honest. So just add more water or other liquid to get it to kind of your desired consistency. And then you can put the batches back into the pot and reheat it to serve. If you need to add any additional ingredients, you can do it then. This is a great soup to refrigerate and reheat for later. And it is a side soup, so there's no significant source of protein in this soup, but there are vegetables, there are healthy carbohydrates in here, and plenty of fiber, of course, and as we talked about, tons of vitamin A that you see from this bright color that we've got here. Yum, I love it. The vegetable flavor comes out. We haven't buried it in a bunch of other flavors and a bunch of other spices, but the spices kind of just back up and enhance that central flavor of the veg. It would be a nice kind of comforting soup. You could eat it almost the same way as you'd eat like a tomato soup, like with a little sandwich on the side or something like that. It's creamy and comforting and really just silky smooth if you can get it blended nicely. I don't recommend eating it directly out of the blender, but if that's what you got. Yum! This would also be a great little appetizer soup. If you learned something, let me know by leaving it in the comments down below. Do subscribe and like this video. It really helps my channel grow. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll join me again next time for more healthy home cooking and maybe even a continuation of the vitamin and mineral song. We'll get it done eventually.
So you take away the final version. Here it is.
Vitamins,
Vitamins and minerals.
vitamins and minerals come in food. You get them that way. It's best. It's good. Okay. Okay, so look, I have actually a PDF if you actually want to look at this information. Go check out the description for this video and you can download a free PDF of 10 options for each vitamin and mineral of food. You'll probably find that many of these foods you already eat, you don't have to worry about it. But if you look through it and you think, oh gee, I am not eating any of the foods in one of the categories, then, you know, maybe think about finding ways to add
And
those
you could
in.
send us a version of this song that works.
If you had fun with this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel where I'm going to continue to bring you suggestions for eating healthier. Thanks again so much and take care. Bye bye.
I don't know what that was, folks.
I don't either. You don't even know Freebird.
I don't, it's true. I know when people yell at it, guitarists.